OK, bonsoir. Bienvenue à la réunion extraordinaire publique. Welcome to our special public meeting. Madame Saint-Laurent, est-ce qu'on a des conflits d'intérêt? Do we any conflict of interest tonight?
Okay, none.
Merci. We got one resolution to do. It's a tender. T006-20, control of floatables and installation. Mission T006-20, contrôle des matières flottantes et installation de débitmètres. Madame Saint-Laurent, pour la lecture de la résolution, s'il vous plaît.
Que la soumission T006-20 pour contrôle de matières flottantes et installation des débitmètres aux stations de relèvement 1, 10 et 13 soit attribuée à Design Built Mechanical Inc. pour un montant de 141 792 $ plus taxes. That tender T006-20 for controllable floatables and installation of flow meters at lift station 10, 1, 10, and 13 be awarded to Design Built Mechanical Inc. for $141,792 plus tax.
Thank you, Madame Saint-Laurent. Do I have a proposer? Mr. Stevers proposed, Mr. Honda second. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Mr. Pettigrew?
Through to Mr. McLagan.
Mr. McLagan, please.
This is a tender to measure the overflow volumes at those 3 lift stations and to minimize the floatables of those overflows.
So it's a maintenance
Upgrade.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. For the adjournment, I'll ask Mr. Hondas. Do you adjourn the meeting?
Yes, I think that we, I move to special meeting be adjourned at 6:33.
6:33, yes. Do I have a seconder to the motion? Councillor Willett, merci. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Merci. Moving to the second meeting. C'est une réunion plénière pour des présentations budgétaires en capital. Alors ce soir, on est ici pour prendre l'information des représentants des différents comités. Il n'y a aucune décision qui est prise ce soir, bien entendu, parce que c'est dans un processus budgétaire où est-ce qu'on débute ce soir et c'est de l'information ensuite qu'il faudra qu'on considère avec toutes les autres demandes. Alors, j'invite le Conseil de prendre l'opportunité de poser des questions aux gens qui présentent et demander clarification si ce n'est pas clair au niveau de leur demande. So tonight it's the committee of the whole. We have presentation, budget presentation on capital projects from different committees. Tonight is not a night where we make a decision. It's a night we gather the information, and I invite council to ask questions to the presenters or clarification in order for us to have the right information and the right understanding while we move along the budget process in the next 2 months. Thank you. So we have the first presentation, la première présentation, le centre aquatique Bathurst. Oh, je pense pas le micro est... Attends, juste un moment, je pense pas le micro est allumé.
All right. Good evening, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank you for having me this evening. My name is Eve Stever, and I'm here representing the Bathurst Aquatic Centre. Joining me this evening is my president, Vincent and member of the Aquatic Commission, Louise Thibodeau, and member of the Aquatic Commission, Ben Newman. So our facility is on its 38th year. We're doing our best to keep things running as smoothly as possible so that we can continue to provide quality programming to the citizens of Bathurst. We have been running a deficit regularly each year due to having to keep up with the crumbling infrastructure of the Aquatic Centre and the rising costs of chemicals and supplies and daily maintenance related to our aging facility. So additionally, as everyone has experienced. This year we've had to make some major adjustments to accommodate our clients and members due to COVID-19. The deficit for 2020 is expected to be approximately $100,000. Today, I'm going to be requesting a $350,000 municipal operating contribution for 2021, in addition to a $100,000 deficit forgiveness to help us get back on our feet. We have taken all the required steps to continue to provide programming to the community within the parameters put in place by the provincial government. However, due to these limitations, we are only able to accommodate about 50% revenue generating capacity, while also needing additional staff to clean and disinfect our facility regularly throughout the day, on top of our normal staffing requirements, so lifeguards and supervisors and things like that. So due to the rising costs associated to keeping our facility open, the limitations placed on us due to the pandemic, and a deficit that we continue to carry, we cannot keep up with the financial demands of the facility, and we're requesting additional assistance from the city to keep our doors open for the year 2021. So I know and I understand that in the world of recreation and sports, specifically the world of aquatics, I don't have the luxury of coming to you and asking you for the things that I want. I do have a duty to come to you for the things that I need as a facility, and what I'm asking you for today, the $350,000 municipal operating contribution, as well as the $100,000 deficit forgiveness, will allow me, in my opinion, to break even for the year 2021. So your contribution to the Bathurst Aquatic Centre would mean a great deal to us. And I would also just like to sort of provide a little bit of information just to you all, as I think the last time numbers were presented to you, they were perhaps slightly different, but just because I know the question may come up, I'd like to share the stats of the pool with you, just as, you know, kind of a heads up. So Bathurst and surrounding area is sitting about 63% of our users. And then we have Alcida, Alortville, Robertville, Petit Rocher is sitting at about 12.83%. And additionally, we have approximately a 4% other category, where we would include things like NB Power memberships and CCNB and any kinds of memberships that are still, you know, probably citizens of Bathurst, but they fall under an umbrella of a company or other group. So I am prepared to answer any questions if there are any.
I got to the 66% Bathurst and surrounding. That's surrounding, define surrounding. That would be Beresford.
The 63% would be Bathurst, and my apologies, I missed one stat. It's approximately 21% would be Beresford. And then the surrounding area outside of Beresford comes up to 12.83. I can provide you with the communities as well if you would like.
So Bathurst would be
63%.
just Bathurst?
Just Bathurst, nobody else.
Okay. Stat is a bit different from the past.
Yes, yeah. I think perhaps due to COVID-19, it could, you know, make a difference. But I just wanted to provide you with an update there.
So those stats are from when to when?
The stats
Current
are
stats?
currently for this year, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could provide to council the stats for December 9th for the year 2019,
Sure.
would
yeah.
be, you know, the good year for us.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I can
our
do
stats.
that. Yep, no problem at all.
The other question I do have is, since the infrastructure is getting old, Is there any plan to move forward to have a new facility?
As I've been in my position since July 6th, I have not been privy to any conversations regarding a new facility, that I would consider, serious in any way. However, I am being told that prior to me entering my position, there had been some serious discussions about a new facility.
So in your budget projection for 2021, is there any space in there that for consultants to do the primary steps for a new infrastructure? Have your board had any discussion in planning that, or?
I am not fully aware. However, I have seen parts of a almost like blueprints for a new facility, so I'm assuming those have already been invested in and paid for.
Okay. Anybody else from council? Councillor Chamberlain?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So last year we gave 250,000, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So are you saying that this is due to COVID-19 that you're asking for the $100,000 deficit forgiveness loan
No.
as well? No?
No.
Okay.
As of the end of 2019, unaudited, the deficit was approximately $92,000.
Okay.
So that would not be due to COVID-19, simply due to the aging facility and increased maintenance costs.
All right. So if we, let's say, for example, if we agreed, okay, so the 350 plus the 100,000 deficit forgiveness, are you going to be back in the same spot next year?
Well, my prediction is that I will not.
Okay.
So my prediction is that we will need the entirety of the $350,000 operating contribution to break even. And that way, if the additional $100,000 deficit forgiveness is provided, we will not need an additional amount for the year 2021.
Okay. So you will just be requiring the 250.
No,
No.
so I'm asking for an increase in the operating contribution on top of the 100,000 deficit forgiveness. So my goal here is really that I'm not playing catch up with the deficit anymore,
Okay.
so that I can budget each year to be at zero.
At a clean slate. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councillor Anderson?
Hello. Have you looked at applying for any funding through any provincial or federal agencies to help with like the cost of maintenance repairs and stuff like that, for example?
We have had the opportunity recently to apply through funding from GNB that would help us with our sort of loss of revenue because of COVID-19, which I think, in turn will help us with the maintenance. That will only be done after September 30th. So we have a few opportunities, like I said, through the provincial government. And whatever, we end up getting, should we receive anything, obviously we will ask for less in the next year.
Conseiller Daigle?
See, I'm pretty sure there must be grants also for increasing the efficiency and, have you looked at that?
I
Those kind
believe
of grants?
prior to me coming into my role, there had been a study done on the aquatic center, and I think there were some changes made already to try to increase the efficiency of the facility within sort of the limitations of the filters and all the things that we already have. So additionally, every day I myself monitor power consumption to keep our power bill down. So things like that are an everyday sort of keeping a watchful eye. However, I think that has been done and changes have been made prior to me entering this role.
I see you do have a reserve, but that reserve is being eating away with the consecutive deficits, right? On your audited report, you do have a reserve, but I see from 2017, 2018, it dropped from 50 grand.
Oh,
So I would
yeah.
imagine that,
Yeah, there's nothing left of that now.
okay. I would encourage you and the board to, we know how important the aquatic center is for our region, and especially our kids that use it. You have good programs, and I would explore, maybe with, the city help to start, having blueprints for a new, because, pumping 100 grants every year just to do, just fixing the crumbling of the building, we're not getting anywhere. So we should be investing in building a new facility. It's what, 37 years old or 38 years old. There's talks at the Regional Service Commission of shared costs for sports and leisure facilities, recreational facilities. It is, with a study that was done in 2017, there was one facility that was deemed to be regional. It was the aquatic center, because there's only one. We have multiple soccer fields, we have multiple ice rinks, there's only one pool. So I do believe that, if there's a new infrastructure, the capital should be shared by all municipalities and local service districts, and not only from the city of Bathurst. The fact that we invest money every year on the operational costs is kind of unfair to our citizens, where nobody else invests, but they surely do use the pool. So there are talks, and I think on Wednesday we do have a Regional Service Commission. There's going to be a resolution made that we do a study for cost sharing, operational and capital, for facilities in the Chaleur region. So that would be a great help for you guys, because everybody would be contributing financially to your project and to the operational costs, not only the city of Bathurst. So, but maybe take a step ahead and start planning for that new facility. So when people are on board, well, you'll have some partners to work with.
Okay.
All right. So we record your requests, financial requests. It's close to $500,000 for this year. So if council, if you don't have any more questions or clarification for Madame Stever, well, je vous remercie.
Merci.
The next one is the Bathurst Public Library, la Bibliothèque publique de Bathurst.
So I have for you the 2019-2020 Bathurst Public Library budget that's been approved by the board since December 2019, as well as the financial statements for the fiscal period ending August 31st, 2020, and the 2020-21 Bathurst Public Library Municipal Budget Draft, which still has to be approved by the board. First, I would say it's a privilege and an honor to serve as the acting director of the public library, and aligning myself and the library's strategic plan together. I think we can achieve really great things. We serve more than 4,200 residents of the city of Bathurst and cater to more than 2,500 people outside the city. As the community comes to rely more on technology, so do the library staff, and the technology becomes of the utmost importance. So I'll just highlight really the computer evergreening plan that was developed at the regional level by the technical support assistant. And the rest of the budget is really made up of a renovation plan for flooring, I have a programming summary. Did you want to hear it, or should I just skip to the budget?
No, you could give a summary of the programming. Usually once a year you come, so I think it's important that you inform council of the great work you guys are doing too. So.
Great. Obviously, it's been affected a lot by COVID, but before COVID happened, we had a Read Local program that was often highlighted with local author talks, and we had a family literacy day. We do Indigenous crafts, highlighting stories and book displays to highlight the collection. We have an Every Child Ready to Read workshop that we deliver in the community at the public schools to highlight science, technology, engineering, architecture, and music/math programs. We are partnered with Brilliant Labs, who help us with a lot of the programming and who have been in talks with recently to provide a digital version of all of that programming to help teachers and parents. We provide book deposits, which are essential now, and have been promoting them to parents now that they're all educators. We can help them to find books more quickly based on the subject that they're learning, and we get all the books ready for them from, the whole catalog across New Brunswick, and we could even just deposit it ready for pickup so that minimal contact has to happen. We do story times with crafts. The pajama story night was always a big success. We have Babies in the Library programs for new parents, and Welcome to Kindergarten. The Summer Reading Club is always a favorite, since I remember being in it myself and worked as an intern at the Dieppe Public Library. It's always my favorite to plan and program, so this year was an especially hard hit, but I think we did really well promoting reading as much as we could, because it really doesn't take too much to get children excited about reading. We had a lot of stickers on hand, and that was pretty essential, as well as a lot of books to give away so that they could take them home and read in both languages. We gave English and French books as prizes starting in September to everyone who participated in the Summer Reading Club. The Knitting Club is one of our intergenerational programs that's always a hit, and is something that's just nice even for ambiance. When people are knitting and reading and doing a puzzle in the same room, you really feel like you're witnessing the community in action. The Hackmatack Book Club is for grades 4 to 6, and so that's actually one of the most essential times for getting young people to start to read, and that will get them hooked on reading and become lifelong learners, which of course promotes literacy. We have Lego night, and for the young adults, after school homework help, as well as just providing snacks and a place to study. We're partnered with the Papineau First Nation to provide employment opportunities to students at Papineau, and so for 2 years in a row I've been managing River Kaplan, who's been a wonderful student who's now studying business at St. Mary's. As well as work and volunteer opportunities, which I'm really excited to develop in the future to align it more with promoting more local jobs and just living and enjoying being in Bathurst altogether. I think you have to start young with people to imagine themselves doing all these roles that, really we need help with at the library anyway. So it would be a wonderful program to continue to develop. We give out do-it-yourself kits, which have actually been something we're focusing on right now, since people can't spend time at the library. They can come and take crafts home, and then they can do them at home. So kind of simple ideas, but that are really important to the community. We've been, we really felt missed while we were closed, actually. That was the main feeling, which was a nice feeling, but a lot of responsibility, and something that drives me to develop even more programming and become more creative as I move forward. So for adults, we also have author talks, employability programs, and I provide a lot of help searching for jobs. That's one of the things I always highlight as a service, as well as welcoming newcomers. I've been meeting a lot of new moms who are really excited to have programming start again for their kids. People are moving here from all over the world, cities in Switzerland and Calgary, like coming from Calgary, and it's neat. I've really enjoyed living in Bathurst and working over the last year too. Developing book displays. We have financial literacy programs, as well as digital technology skills that are actually one-on-one with people. So that's a really important program that we have been providing, and we'll have to adapt to continue to provide safely with COVID. And most recently, we developed physical literacy programming. And as someone who likes to practice and study a lot of meditation, I've been really trying to promote that, and I'm excited to take that digital and learn how to do that. As well as the yearly income tax clinic with the CR, which has been extremely popular, busy, and really successful this year, if I could say. The budget has changed a bit. As I mentioned, I brought the 2020 and 21 budget, which still is in a draft form. But it's similar to this budget proposal. I'm asking for $12,858 for the computers, which is compared to our current budget of $500. It's a large evergreening project, as I mentioned. It's really important to the library because the computers are really the gateway to finding jobs, being able to write, contact people. A lot of people need it for social media. I probably don't have to convince you why computers are important to people, but yeah, we've been making do right now, and you might be wondering about how we're making it safe. We'll be purchasing through the province some plexiglass so that we don't have to change too much about the current configuration to get them up and running again. But I do know that people rely on them a lot, and it would be great to have them more up to date. As for supplies, we currently receive $3,150, and I would propose $5,148.18. That would include some new shelving, and it had included a printer rental, which actually, due to COVID, hasn't been necessary anymore since we had to move the computer. Since we had to move the printer. It had been accessible to the public to do their own scanning, faxing, and printing. And then with COVID, we had to move it behind the desk, and then we don't have a need for a second printer now that that is the configuration. So the last part of the budget are miscellaneous services, and that's the largest bulk of the budget I'm presenting. We currently have a budget of $2,500, and the proposed values are $37,184. And that is mostly made up of a proposed new flooring plan to tear out some carpeting and install new floors. And that number has been grandfathered in. It was from the previous director. I think it was probably presented before. So that remains there.
Okay.
Can I answer any questions about that?
Yeah, I do have. So that printer rental would be not necessary because you relocated the other printer and everything's okay?
Yeah, it was actually mostly, well, it hadn't been thought not to make the printer accessible to the public, and my main reason for getting a second printer was so that we could do our work, which had some private information that sometimes we're printing because we were using the same printer. But now that they don't have access to it, I don't think it would be completely necessary to rent a second printer.
Okay. I don't know if you do have my next question, if you have the answer for that, or maybe Mr. Pettigrew or Madame Gauvin. What's the contract with the province, with the regional library? Like, do they pay a rent? What's our responsibility when you know, for computers and so forth? Do you know? Do you know, Mr. Pettigrew? Or?
There has been some discussion, I know, Ms. Little's been in discussion with Dustin Levine with regards to the computer stuff, so there are some stuff they're working out with regards to, that was a major component of what's the provincial responsibility versus what the responsibility is, but they're going through that now, so we have a copy, but we're going through that, and I'm not sure if Ms. Goeva has the contract, but there's some other duties with regards to the flooring. Some of the infrastructure would be under our responsibility. And again, that flooring would be a capital project, not under an operating, so we would make that adjustment.
Is there a lease?
Yeah, that I have all that details, but it's a matter of, we're
Okay.
still in the midst of going through the computer and IT stuff now to finalize it, to review it. But yeah, that's, again, prior to my time, but it's the review process of reviewing components, but we'll get the whole as a whole.
This is our fifth year that we do the budget, and we never had, you know, a lease to resign or renew, or so unless it's a 36-year lease. I wonder. So staff you'll follow up on that. Yeah. You don't have the answers to.
No, but I can look into it. I
Yeah.
would.
Because sometimes it's responsibilities that may fall under the GNB, and because obviously we haven't talked about the lease for the last 5 years, maybe somebody in Fredericton forgot that it's a shared responsibility or shared
And
cost.
you mean
Or
the computer lease, right? To be
Ah?
clear, the computer lease.
the computer, well, just the lease of the space in City Hall,
Okay.
in regard to infrastructure, you know, projects like the floorings and things and stuff like that. So
Okay, I can look into that.
yeah, and we will too. So we'll share info.
Okay.
Anybody else has a question? Councillor, okay, Monsieur Degg, Councillor Madame Anderson, he had his light on. So.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Interesting presentation. It's always nice to be reminded how many services are provided by the library. Just one point about the flooring. I think it's the fourth year that it's being brought up, and because of budget restriction, it was always pushed back. Are you able to elaborate on the necessity of flooring? Is it for health reason or maintenance costs, for cleaning, or just aesthetics, or
I think it's for facelifting.
more
just-
aesthetics?
Yeah,
or
so it'd be more aesthetic. Yeah, I was asked to keep it in the budget. I don't know if it's completely necessary at the top of the list of needs. I wouldn't place it at the top.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Just nice to know what are the reasons, because we have to choose sometimes between this or that project.
Yeah, I think it was really facelifting,
Okay,
and probably for respiratory reasons. I know carpet's usually less preferred, but I know it's cleaned, so,
okay.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
So the carpet's not ripped or torn. It's not a secure safety issue. Or,
No, I think it's fine.
okay, I was just asking. Madame Anderson.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple questions for you. How many computers were you looking at that would total 12,858?
So I will. Just look at the more updated version of this. So I have 9 computers.
9?
Yeah.
9 computers equals almost $13,000?
Well, in the budget breakdown, it's a desktop, it's $590. If it's a laptop with the docking, it's $740. So there's a variance of the type
Okay.
of computer and the extra monitor. So
Yeah. There are, so staff computers would be 1,784, including the desktop, and there's a laptop that's used as well. And then for the public computers, There are 9, like I said, and so that comes to about $3,000. And then some licenses, McAfee licensing, Smart Shield. There's WordQ software for an adaptive workstation, a Dell micro mount, a new router, which is going to help fix the printer.
Bell doesn't provide that?
I'll ask my technical service agent.
Just because like what's here in the budget breakdown really doesn't make sense, like the total that you get there, the 12,858, when you add it all up, unless I'm adding the 2 columns. Even still, no.
Yeah, I think he was, this was made by him, and I do think he put the past due amount with the 2020 projection. So it came to $12,858.
I also noticed you have $800 here in your budget for a fridge.
Yeah, I don't think we need that anymore. Well, I know we don't need that anymore. Actually, we had one donated.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have questions? Conseil Lanting and Councillor Hondas after.
Thank you. What is the amount you're asking the city? Is it the 12,858, or is it, which is like the computer part, or is it the 55,000?
Yeah, that was, oh, sorry. So the 55,190 was the total request for the 3 parts of the budget together.
Okay.
The computer cost was 12,858 and 10. And then for this year with the updated budget, due to whatever differences, it's more like $11,000.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hondas?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a point of information for the flooring. I think it's because it's rug and the previous librarian. It's been there since day one, I think, and just for health reasons, that's why she was looking for an upgrade. Basically, just that's...
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Madam Henderson? Yep.
Sorry. Would you happen to know, same thing with the Aquatic Center, would you happen to know the user, like how many users of the library are from Bathurst? How many users are from the outside area? From DSLs? Is it all there? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's about one third.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
One
Sorry.
third of the users are outside the city limits.
Okay, I see that. Great, thanks.
Yeah, which that number grew because it was sorry, what's the saying? 35%. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising. We still have 344 registered users in Beersford,
Yeah.
255 Tettagouche, Larville, and then those were only the numbers that were under 100 that I included in this table, so it's pretty impressive. We're busy.
Yeah. Well, I know the province helped Petit Rocher with their new library when he moved from.
It's so beautiful.
So yes, but the province had a part to play in it, in the financial. So if there's a capital project, I think we should be knocking on the province door. All right, well, thank you.
Thanks.
Moving on to the next one, Bathurst Trails. Conseiller Daigle.
Bonjour tout le monde. Je voulais juste donner un update pour les trails. Sont été Bathurst. Je peux avancer la slide. Avant que j'aille plus loin, je sais qu'on a eu des différences des fois dans le passé. des arguments entre les groupes, les utilisateurs. Je voulais juste mettre une couple d'affaires au clair, juste pour qu'on fasse sûr qu'on soit sur la même longueur d'onde. Tu peux mettre la prochaine slide. Sur une couple de commentaires que j'ai eu sur moi ici, puis c'est pas pour pointer des doigts, mais c'est juste encore une fois pour qu'on se comprenne sur des notions. Quand est-ce que c'est que j'ai apporté le besoin de faire d'autres sentiers non motorisés? Une des réponses que j'ai tout de suite, un peu sur la défensive, donne un exemple. Snowmobile trails have an infrastructure that is next to none in our region and keeps snowmobilers from across the province back here to Bathurst for our amazing trail system and hospitality. C'est vrai, au fait, c'est absolument vrai, mais ça ne répond pas nécessairement à la question que j'avais posée. C'est justement, on a une très belle infrastructure pour les motoneiges. Puis moi, quand ce que c'est que je vais développer du non motorisé, c'est pas pour aller attaquer ou d'aller contre les sentiers de motoneige. Si on a des beaux sentiers, on a fait la job qu'il faut le faire pour amener le monde ici. Je pense qu'on le fait bien. S'il y a quelque chose d'autre qu'on peut apporter au Snowmobile Trail, je suis welcome d'entendre des nouvelles idées, des autres propositions. Moi, ce que je veux apporter, c'est qu'on a besoin, nous autres, côté non motorisé, de faire du catch-up pour arriver à ce que c'est qu'on pourrait être, qu'on devrait être. J'ai eu des commentaires comme « It's time to put money where people would appreciate it. ATV Trail, bring money to the city. » Okay? J'aimerais juste, c'est la demande que j'ai faite la semaine passée, j'aimerais de voir sur quoi ce que c'est appuyer ce commentaire-là. Est-ce qu'on a des DRA pour dire, bon, si on met de l'investissement dans des trails de 4 roues, est-ce qu'on va avoir le return on our investment? J'attends encore des chiffres, des DRA là-dessus. C'est dur à trouver, au fait. Mais il y en a, je vais en parler un peu tantôt. Un autre commentaire, it's unfair that ATV and snowmobilers pay a user fee and non-motorized users don't. Je trouve que c'est un commentaire qui est insultant. Okay? Une des notions, c'est que ceux-là qui marchent, ceux-là qui font du vélo, ils sauvent de l'argent aux taxpayers, okay? En coupant de beaucoup sur le système de santé, de un. Puis deuxièmement, oui, ils mettent beaucoup d'argent dans les trails. C'est peut-être pas sur le même format qu'une licence de 4 roues skidoo, mais ils mettent beaucoup d'argent. Si je vais changer la slide, Luc. OK, je vais arriver à ça, mais juste pour dire, quand est-ce que c'est qu'on met de l'argent sur une trail, OK, que ce soit 4 roues skidoo ou non motorisé, habituellement, si tu empruntes de l'argent d'une banque, OK, ils vont te demander, mais as-tu fait une étude de marché? As-tu fait un market study pour dire, OK, ça vaut-il la peine? Tu vas-tu avoir des consommateurs? Tu vas-tu avoir un retour sur ton investissement? Les cyclistes, on sait qu'il y a au moins 15 millions de cyclistes au Canada qui font du bicycle plusieurs fois par année. Motoneige, 1,5 million. ATV, c'est dur à trouver. Le meilleur chiffre que j'ai eu, c'est à peu près 1 million. So, déjà là, on a 10 fois plus de consumers, si tu veux, si on bâtit des trails de bicycle. Tu peux avancer la slide. Pour ceux-là qui s'inquiètent que c'est qu'on met pas, que les utilisateurs ne mettent pas d'argent sur les trails, un exemple très local, en arrière de la compagnie d'hiver Nipissiguit, puis ce qui est le Square Green, dans les sentiers de mountain bike. Je ne sais pas si vous avez été dernièrement, ça vaut à peine de retourner voir la job qui a été faite là. Okay? Juste été, les utilisateurs, les bénévoles, okay, ont mis à peu près 60 000 $ d'ouvrage dans ces trails-là. Okay? Il y en a individuels qui ont acheté du bois, qui ont utilisé des outils excavatrices, à peu près 60 000 $ en matériel et en labor qui ont été mis. Non, ce n'est pas une licence de 4 roues de snowmobile, mais c'est quand même beaucoup d'argent. Puis combien qui a été matché par vos taxes? L'argent de la province, à peu près une couple de mille qui a été donné en forme de grant pour des affiches, versus 60 000 $ par les utilisateurs puis les bénévoles. Fait que la question, c'est que ceux-là qui font du bicycle puis 4 roues, ils ne payent pas pour l'utilisation, c'est pas vraiment vrai. Un autre exemple, si tu as avancé la slide, Luc. Le sentier Nipissiguit-Mi'kmaq, OK, on a eu à peu près 250 000 $ de grant, c'est-à-dire que les taxpayers ont contribué à 250 000. Mais ça, c'est un projet d'à peu près 3 millions. OK? Puis je peux vous dire, ça c'est sans exagérer, il y a au moins 2 millions qui ont été mis par les utilisateurs puis les bénévoles dans ce sentier-là. OK? Si vous faites le calcul, c'est à peu près 8 puis c'est pas comparable aux autres sentiers dans la province. Ça veut dire que les utilisateurs, oui, ils mettent beaucoup d'argent. Prochaine slide. Il y a plusieurs problèmes à adresser, puis pas seulement au Nouveau-Brunswick, mais c'est encore aussi important qu'ailleurs au Canada ou au reste du monde. Beaucoup de problèmes d'obésité, de diabète, crise climatique, des revenus, le monde a de la misère à arriver, perte d'emploi, inégalité sociale, une disconnexion sociale. On a les social media, mais le monde est plus disconnecté que jamais. Puis on a des touristes. On n'a pas assez de touristes au Nouveau-Brunswick. La province voulait doubler le montant de touristes dans les prochaines années, c'est ça qui était le but. On reste avec des chiffres qui sont quand même assez bas. Il y a une façon d'aider tous ces problèmes-là. Je ne dis pas qu'on va régler tous ces problèmes-là, mais il y a une façon d'adresser ces problèmes-là avec aucun downside, aucun effet secondaire. C'est de bâtir encore plus de sentiers non motorisés. Si je vais continuer. Juste vous donner une couple de chiffres. En 2012, juste pour donner un exemple, aux États-Unis, c'est une industrie de 70 billions par année. Okay? Il y a des revenus indirects puis directs. Mais c'est le deuxième plus gros grossing outdoor recreation category en arrière du camping. Ça, on parle du vélo. Depuis 2012, c'est vu assez 2012, mais ça fait juste d'augmenter. Si on prend la Colombie-Britannique, par exemple, le tourisme en mountain bike a augmenté de façon exponentielle. Puis ça génère des revenus vous n'avez même pas d'idée des revenus qu'on peut générer avec ça. Les cyclistes, si on compare aux autres touristes, ont tendance à rester plus longtemps puis à dépenser plus d'argent que n'importe quel autre touriste. N'importe où de 6 de plus, c'est une étude qui avait été faite au Québec, jusqu'à 24 de plus, une étude qui avait été faite en Suisse avec les mountain bikers. Tu peux changer de slide, Luc? Donner d'autres exemples. Le Great Allegheny Passage, je la donne comme exemple parce que j'y ai été moi-même. C'est aux États-Unis, ça fait qu'il y avait une vieille traque de train, puis on dit qu'est-ce qu'on fait avec ça? Ils ont décidé de la convertir en piste cyclable. 150 km d'une vieille railway en Pennsylvanie. Puis l'impact économique, une couple d'années après, c'est en 2012, 50 millions. Ça a créé 137 nouvelles entreprises directement liées avec l'industrie du vélo, 270 jobs. Ça, c'était de créer en 2007 et 2015. J'arrive fini, inquiétez-vous pas. Juste une couple d'autres slides. Luc, oui, puis qu'on est. Plus proche de nous autres, la route verte au Québec, c'est 1800 km de pistes cyclables. Il y a 2,7 millions de Québécois qui font du vélo tous les semaines. Cette industrie-là génère 1,2 milliard par an au Québec. Ça génère 1,6 million de nuitées. Juste au lac Saint-Jean, le petit réseau au lac Saint-Jean génère plus de 10 millions par année pour cette piste cyclable-là. Oui, il y a des revenus à faire avec ça. Quand je demandais pour des chiffres par rapport aux investissements de trail de 4 roues, je me base sur le dernier document qui a été produit par la province. Ça, c'est un document qui inclut les 3 sentiers, les pistes de 4 roues, les pistes de motoneige, puis les pistes de vélo et de marche, les non motorisés. Puis, un des chiffres impressionnants là-dedans, je l'ai réécrit en bas, le Return on Investment. Pour le non-motorisé, le Return on Investment était de 173 versus 86 et 63 pour les sentiers de motoneige et de 4 roues. Les motoneiges, oui, ça génère énormément d'argent, mais il faut se rendre compte que les taxpayers mettent énormément d'argent aussi pour les construire, puis pour les maintenir, les groomer, etc. Faire un pont pour une piste de 4 roues, c'est d'autres choses que faire un pont pour un sentier de marche ou non motorisé. Fait que c'est pas rien que l'argent que tu génères avec ça, mais c'est faut que tu regardes aussi comment d'argent tu as été obligé de mettre dedans pour générer ton argent. Puis ça, c'est un document qui est que je dirais qui est neutre, dans le sens que c'est qu'ils ont regardé les 3 genres de sentiers avec ça. Plus loin. Puis la province avait recommandé une couple d'années passées de mettre de l'emphase sur 11 sentiers dans la province pour générer le plus de touristes possible. Sur ces 11 sentiers-là, juste donner un rappel qu'il y a 4 de ceux-là que c'était des cycling trails, 3 des hiking trails, 2 multi-use, 1 ATV, puis 1 snowmobile. Oui, il y a de la place pour 4 roues et skidoo, mais il y a de la place à faire beaucoup de profit, beaucoup de bénéfices à aller avec les non motorisés quand même. Prochaine slide, Luc. Puis l'autre chose aussi, c'est que pour chaque dollar qu'on dépense pour des sentiers non motorisés, il y a presque 3 $ qui est gagné en réduisant les coûts sur le système de la santé. Prochaine slide. Puis l'autre chose aussi qu'il faut se rendre compte, quand on décide d'investir dans des sentiers, oui, j'ai pas de problème qu'on investisse dans des sentiers de 4 roues et de motoneige, mais il faut quand même se rendre compte qu'il y a des risques associés avec ça. Dans la province atlantique, par exemple, les accidents de 4 roues font le tiers des visites à l'hôpital reliées au sport, puis des blessures graves, si on compte la totalité des blessures reliées au sport. Prochaine slide. So, il y a des opportunités, puis j'ai 2 requêtes simples au fait, puis j'ai pas beaucoup de chiffres à vous apporter, à moins que Andrew veut peut-être, unless Andrew wants to jump in and maybe give some numbers, but I have 2 simple requests, and they're different from the ones that I've asked before. I know last year I asked to make the downtown more bike-friendly. This is a different, I still would like to see a downtown more friendly for bicycle, but I have 2 simple requests. So do these there. So what we have now is a great network within the city. Okay, we have about 40 kilometers of nice bikeable trails, secured. Mostly are outside the road. Some are on shoulders, but we have a really nice network. And last year we put some signage to improve the user. We also put to celebrate our trade, our past trade, forestry, paper mill, fishing, etc. There's stories that go with each trail that we named according to our famous trades in the past, shipbuilding, etc. So I invite you to go and have a look at them. They seem to be appreciated. To that nice network now, what we need to do is to connect to other communities. So in case you weren't aware, we started doing the work of connecting Bathurst to Beresford. For those who do bike, you know that going down Tetagosh Hill is not very pleasant and not very safe. So there's a trail now that goes from across Danny's and reaches almost to the highway and uses the snowmobile trail and comes out to Browns Bridge, the hospital. Okay, the city of Bathurst did its part. Okay, the trail is completed with fine tailing. It's compacted. The town of Beresford did about half of the work. They did a lot of work, but there's still 700 meters to do. That's between the limits of city of Bathurst and Beresford, and there needs to be some tailing. Now that's a $90,000 project. Okay, the problem is it's in between the 2 city limits. Okay, and who's gonna pay for that? Okay. Out of 90,000, we're pretty sure we're going to get a grant from TIF, the Trail Infrastructure Fund, to cover half of that. So we need to come up with about 45,000. Saint-Hilaire Green Trails could probably put as much, and it need to pretty much empty its budget, but to put as much as 20,000. The contractor, we reached a few contractors, they will be willing to donate, I know as much as 6,000 for sure, but maybe up to 10,000. Beresford can still put, even if it's outside the limit, probably around 10,000, and I thought, if it's okay with you, that even if it's outside the city limit, that we could still pitch in another $5,000. I mean, it's gonna profit us because it's a lot of Bathurst users, and it will bring tourists from the 134 to Bathurst. Now, that money we have already. We have more than enough in our Bathurst Trail account. We just need the okay that we could put even if it's a little outside the city limits. I don't know if there's any questions about that, any objection, or if you're okay in us investing in I think it's a really, we've been looking at that connection for 10 years.
Just so I understand the requests, you need a little bit of money to finish
That
the
connection.
trail in the Beresford town.
We completed our part to the city limit, down to, from the hospital to
Yeah.
Peters River, it's completed.
Okay?
We need to put a few gates because the ATVs kind of like to do donuts on the trail, and they're starting to damage it already, but it's done, it's completed. A lot of work needs to be done still in the in-between the city limit of Beresford and Bathurst. It's kind of a
In no man's land?
in no man's land.
So
Yeah.
our
And
limits,
I forgot.
they're not,
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for the CSR. Yeah, to contribute a few $1,000s too. I'm knocking on every door, so everybody can pitch in their fair amount. So again, we have that money. It just we need the okay to put. I'd say I really don't think we have to put. If we have to at all, maybe we won't have to, but up to $5,000 to finish that connection.
so that belongs to the province. So, the no man's land. So are you knocking to the province door?
But
also?
the TIF would get us 45,000. That's
Okay.
technically from the province there. But
Okay. Well. Questions for that part? Comments? Mr. Willett?
So you're looking for $5,000
I'm
from,
not looking for it's in the account for Bathurst Field already. We
Yeah, but
just
you're
need
looking
the
to
okay
you-
to spend that
You're-
in the no man's land section.
yeah, but that's what you're asking for, to spend Bathurst Trail money in the no man's land.
Yeah. Well, some of it. I mean, it's $5,000 out of 90,000. It would be our
Il y
contribution.
avait un fonds qui restait dans les projets capitaux. Là. Ça, c'est pas la nouvelle argent, per se. Là.
But we're using that money right now to upgrade our trails,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Madame Chamberlain?
Est-ce que Beresford est d'accord avec vouloir dépasser eux aussi?
Oui.
Oui?
Oui.
OK.
Oui.
Moi, j'ai aucun problème. Si l'argent est déjà là puis que Beresford est prêt à faire sa part.
Surtout qu'ils pensaient qu'elle était obligée de mettre un autre 50 000, parce que c'est qu'ils ont vu qu'on peut avoir 45 000 de TIF. Ils ont dit, OK, non, il n'y a pas de problème qu'on mette un autre.
On prend pas nécessairement une décision à soir, là, juste
Non.
pour vous dire.
Non, non.
C'est juste
non,
des questions
mais
et clarifications.
Je trouve que c'est une bonne idée. Si Beresford est prêt à vouloir...
On fait pas un débat, là. C'est ça.
Non.
OK? Bon.
Non, non. pas de
Au
débat.
fait, je vous
J'ai
dirais
juste-
que
je suis
dans
complètement
No
d'accord.
Man's Land, Beresford a déjà mis l'équivalent de 20-30 000 piastres parce qu'il y avait un projet, puis ils ont tout allé à terre. Puis si on avait un beau champ contacteur pour faire le bout qu'ils ont fait dans le No Man's Land, ils ont mis une trentaine de mille déjà. Là, so.
OK. Sur cette partie-là de la présentation, avez-vous besoin de d'autres informations? Avez-vous des questions? Monsieur Hondas?
Merci, Monsieur le maire. Je ne comprends pas de décision là-dessus aujourd'hui, là.
Non, non. Ça, on demande des
Ok,
questions, des
parfait.
clarifications.
Ça me donne le temps de penser à
Absorber.
des choses. Si j'ai une chose à dire, I won't mumble it. I'll make sure to make it clear and precise.
C'est beau. All right. Deuxième partie.
Deuxième partie, je peux changer de slide, Luc. La Véloroute de la péninsule acadienne, s'il y en a qui n'ont pas été, je vous invite vraiment à aller faire un tour. OK? Il y a beaucoup de monde qui est sur la Véloroute de la péninsule acadienne, de partout dans les provinces atlantiques. Les mondes remplissent les hôtels, les bed and breakfast, les whatever you call it. Les restaurants. Puis je pense que c'est vraiment une opportunité pour nous autres d'aller se connecter avec ça. Puis c'est un win-win, c'est, je pense, une belle... c'est un plus aussi pour la péninsule parce que plus que tu grandis le réseau, plus que c'est que tu peux attirer du monde de loin. Ça vaut la peine de driver des 1000 km avec ton bicycle sur le char pour venir faire un grand réseau. Fait que moi, ce que c'est que j'en ai discuté avec plusieurs autres personnes, ce que c'est que je proposerais, c'est que, puis, c'est rare que je vais faire ça, mais j'amène la proposition de créer un nouveau sentier de 4 roues avec ça. OK? Tout de suite, on a un sentier qui est supposé être réservé pour non motorisés de l'avenue Miramichi jusqu'à la Bass River. Puis, en réalité, les 4 roues sont là-dessus, puis c'est non contrôlable. Okay? Le sentier est complètement démoli, c'est des grosses roches, des rouins. J'ai pris une débarque là-dessus, j'ai quand même pas pire en bicycle, puis j'ai fait ça un rouin de 4 roues, puis j'ai pris une débarque. C'est pas sécuritaire, puis je veux dire, puis non, c'est vrai que la plupart du monde est raisonnable, ben, il y en a qui font des donuts là-dessus, puis ça marche pas, OK? Fait que tout de suite, les VTT n'ont pas d'accès. Puis quand est-ce que c'est que tu arrêtes quelqu'un avec un 4 roues, ils disent, ben, j'ai pas d'autres options. Je ne sais pas où d'autres passer. J'ai pas d'autres options. Ça, c'est la partie qui est encerclée de l'avenue Miramichi jusqu'à la Bass River. La section de la Bass River allait jusqu'à Janeville. OK? Ça a été donné aux 4 roues, ça, plusieurs années passées par un des députés. Ce que je propose, c'est qu'on fasse avec le même corridor, qu'on fasse 2 sentiers. So we do 2 trails in that same corridor. So we can create an official, a legal trail for the 4-wheelers from the Bass River to Miramichi. And we get also to have a trail to bike to Janeville. Now, from Janeville, I don't see the need for a cyclist to continue using the railway. We could use Route 11 and follow and have a nice scenery. Quebecers would love to cycle, and New Brunswickers too, but to cycle and see the nice scenery from Route 11. And from Janeville, if we cycle to Grand-Anse, we are connected to the Véloroute de Péninsule Acadienne. I think that would attract people from very far. And I think it's fairly low cost. It's the old railroad track, and there's enough room for 2 trails. Now, people say it's unnecessary expense. We could be reasonable and have everyone use the same trail. It's not. It's absolutely not compatible to have ATVers and cyclists on the same trail. But we could have 2 trails in the same corridor, like it's done in the Véloroute de Péninsule Acadienne. The cycling road is on top. There's a step, and there's the 4 ATVer on the bottom. Again, that would add a ATV trail, a legal trail. I think ATVer would be happy that finally they have their access, and cyclists would be happy, and I think it would be a outstanding investment on our return on our investment. So I'm not asking for money, but I'm asking for you to be open to the idea, to help us convince government that it's a great idea, or deputies, whatever, that we apply for grants, that we start working on connecting the Véloroute Péninsule Acadienne. I don't think there would be a better investment right now for us to do, tourism-wise.
Non, déjà, les
And
sentiers,
again, I'm not fighting with other groups. I want to work with the other groups in that project there.
pourtant, les sentiers VTT, ils ont déjà leur propre sentier à partir de East Bathurst. Mais malheureusement, ils aiment ça servir de trailbed. Moi, quand je faisais du 4 roues, là, pour me rendre sur la vieille traque de chemin de fer à Janeville, il y a une trail. 4 saisons pour les VTT, mais c'est plate. Ils l'utilisent pas. Il y en a qui préfèrent utiliser la trail.
Le week-end passé, soit qu'il est mal advertisé, parce que le week-end passé encore, j'ai vu 3-4 roues sur la section entre, c'est la Ord, Ord puis Sutherland.
Ouais.
Puis ils me
souvent,
disent, il n'y a pas d'autres options.
Il n'y a pas d'autre option à partir du perron de leur maison.
OK.
C'est ça. Parce que j'ai rencontré plusieurs citoyens de la Horde, parce qu'ils campent sur le camping Chapman à Janeville, puis c'est bien plus facile de prendre le vieux chemin de fer, puis se rendre là, que d'embarquer dans son truck puis trailer, puis parker parce que la vieille église Mont-Carmel. Puis l'hiver, ben, ça serait un autre problème, parce que c'est skidoo, là, c'est réservé uniquement skidoo. S'il faut faire des trails parallèles pour que tout le monde soit heureux, hein, it is what it is, quand même. Avez-vous des questions, commentaires? Il n'y a pas de demande financière, c'est plutôt un support.
Si vous pensez que c'est vraiment bien, qu'on peut commencer quand même à penser à mettre peut-être l'argent de côté quand même, mais non, j'ai pas de montant, à moins que Andrew peut arriver avec un estimé, mais je pense que c'est juste qu'on commence à... Moi, c'est juste comme, j'aimerais avoir de l'aide pour... un support de la ville de Bathurst pour dire, gars, oui, là, c'est comme important pour nous autres d'amener des touristes et tout ça. C'est comme j'ai dit, moi, j'ai apporté c'est une grosse industrie. Il y a beaucoup de clients potentiels qu'on manque tout de suite. Puis, il y en a beaucoup qui disent, ben, il n'y en a pas de cyclistes. Il n'y en a pas parce qu'il n'y a pas d'infrastructure pour... Il n'y a pas de skidoo en Floride parce qu'il n'y a pas de neige, mais il n'y a pas de cyclistes ici parce qu'on n'a pas l'infrastructure qu'il faut pour les attirer.
M. Willett?
Ça, l'affaire que je peux dire, c'est compromis, il faut que ça marche des deux côtés. Ces personnes-là qui restent sur ce chemin-là, c'est à cause qu'ils sont habitués, ça fait peut-être 50 ans qu'ils prennent ce chemin-là pour sortir, pour aller sur les trails depuis qu'il n'y a plus de chemin de fer. Moi, chez nous, en arrière du Casey Irving, c'était ma destination. À cette heure, c'est un walk and trail, on n'a plus le droit d'être là. Puis, je le sais que le club de VTT a dépensé un gros montant d'argent pour être obligé de dévier pour aller trouver une autre manière pour se rendre à Janeville, à cause que le groupe de cyclage ne voulait pas les avoir là du tout. Ça fait que si le groupe veut travailler ensemble pour être capable de rentrer et sortir de la ville, parce que c'est ça qui est notre gros problème. C'est que on peut pas lisser ça, mais ça prend une manière d'être capable de sortir de la ville puis se rendre à certains hôtels, par certaines places. Puis doit à cette heure, la seule manière de le faire, c'est passer sur les walk and trail.
Je te dis, tout de suite, ça marche pas. Ça marche absolument pas. C'est pour ça que je propose les sentiers parallèles. Je pense que tout le monde finirait par être content avec ça. Là.
Questions, commentaires? Conseiller Lantin?
Moi, je trouve que c'est une très bonne idée, surtout si c'est travailler ensemble, puis 2 sentiers parallèles. Puis je parlais justement avec une employée de Tourisme Nouveau-Brunswick qui me disait que la véloroute, la péninsule acadienne a tellement été occupée depuis COVID. Elle dit les statistiques, je me souviens pas ce qu'étaient les statistiques exactement, mais elle disait que c'était incroyable. Le nombre de personnes du côté du nord-ouest qui a été la péninsule acadienne, puis du sud pour expérimenter les véloroutes, elle disait que c'était incroyable. Petite question par rapport à des terrains privés. Pensez-vous que vous avez des difficultés de ce côté-là pour connecter?
Au fait, le problème, c'est que le monde pense qu'il own plus loin qu'il own vraiment. C'est la vieille railway, là. Il n'y a pas de terrain privé à passer dessus, là. Il y a du monde, des fois, qui ont des sheds pas mal plus loin qu'ils devraient l'avoir.
OK.
So, non, pour ça, c'est pas un problème.
Parfait. Moi, je trouve que c'est une bonne idée.
Unless, Andrew, you want to correct me on that, there's no problem of private property.
Bien. OK. Moi, je pense que c'est
Question, comment? Oui. D'autres personnes qui veulent ajouter? All right. Merci.
Merci de votre attention.
Prochain. Next one. Mr. Ferguson. Correctional Park Committee.
Good evening. We should have been called the Bathurst Coronation Park Committee, then I could have gone second. I'll know for next time. Your Worship, Council staff, Good evening. My name is Scott Ferguson, and I'm here on behalf of the Coronation Park Committee as the chairperson. And my goal here tonight is to give you a quick update as to what has been completed over the last couple of years, and let you be aware of our goals for the upcoming year. The Coronation Park Committee was formed in the early 2000s with the goal of having a citizen-based committee which would look after the existing park. And I think with this council here, that was kind of the mandate, that you wanted to have city citizens involved and stuff. So I think we've been continuing on in that trend. So had that committee which would look at the existing park, plan for the future of the park, and take steps to engage in an action plan to help improve existing infrastructure which would benefit citizens and tourists of all ages. With the cooperation between the City of Bathurst, Province of New Brunswick, local businesses, and community groups, we've been able to add many different projects for our families, including little children, teenagers, adults, and our senior community, which I'm now a part of. All of these park facilities are being utilized at a high level. The paved walking tracks, senior exercise park, playground, to name a few, have been in existence and used for many years. Most recently, a new basketball court, tot lot park, disc golf course, sheltered picnic areas have been added to Coronation Park as part of our long-term plan. This past summer, we used our remaining funds from the city budget of 2019 and the Rotary Club of Bathurst donation to complete the shelters, construct the tee-off pads for the disc golf course, and to do much-needed repair on the baseball fields and the soccer field. All told, close to $9 million has been put into the Coronation Park since we began. Again, we want to thank all the above mentioned for their continued support for Bathurst's signature park, Coronation Park. A few years back, the committee was struggling to choose where to continue with the development of the park, and we wanted to develop a long-term strategic plan. None of us had any expertise in this type of thing, so we applied for a grant to get a company with great experience in this type of endeavor to guide us. We received the grant and hired Glen Group Corporation, who had done many parks throughout the Maritimes. They held public meetings and set up a web survey to engage all citizens in Bathurst in the development of this park. This is the plan that we utilize, although we know some projects in the plan may take years to complete, if at all, as there is only so much funding to go around, and some of these projects are extremely costly. I'd like to show you a video of the plan done by the Glen Group, but I know 3 years ago everybody here pretty much saw that. If you guys all saw that, I thought it was a public meeting, and maybe they. Yeah. So I mean, if you would like to see it, we could probably put it in your council package in a disc and save us some time. But that's up to you. Doesn't matter. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Okay. So we have seen, or we didn't see, but we have followed the plan to a certain extent, and we hope to continue on this route to complete as many of the projects presented in this plan. That being said, we are well aware that the most utilized facility in the park are the playground and the water park in the summertime. The existing Rotary Park was one of the first major projects that we completed in 2006. It's now close to 15 years old, and we continue to see it used daily by a large number of families. The playground is designed for smaller children up to the age of around 8, yet we have noticed that some older children use the park structures as well. This creates a safety issue for younger children and is very hard on the equipment. Our goal is to enhance the park with some equipment which is designed for bigger, older children. This would help families with multi-age children, and certainly would also help out with some of the children from the Aquatic Center daycare who frequent the park often. Our goal is to extend the park westward, which is in towards the park, put the rubberized flooring down, and add as many pieces of equipment as we can on that. We know that the original cost of the park was approximately $150,000 for what we have there now, which we believe, Andrew's estimation and our talks, would equate to about $200,000 in today's money. Yet we do not have, from our initial inquiries, yet we do not plan on doing the extension the same size as the original. It would probably be about half the size of the existing park, the way it is. We have attempted to get quotes on this so far through the companies that we had before, yet it has been very difficult due to COVID, and we also have had a difficult time meeting with our committee to get some the information out and get questions asked or whatever, but we did have a couple of Zoom calls, and this is what the plan is that we'd like to do. We do believe that we can complete what we want with this park for $150,000 or adjust our plan so it would not exceed this amount. I'd like to thank Andrew for all the work. He's had a hard time getting stuff throughout this plan because many people were not working, and it was difficult to get quotes and things like that. But we know, we have a good idea that how much it would cost, and we would never go over that amount. If we had to get rid of a piece of the equipment for that park at that time, we would do that and then perhaps put it in the plan for the next year, okay? One of the things I've noticed as a person who visits the park almost every day, checking things out, calling Andrew, that the park, the playground is definitely the most used park there. And when my kids were that age, this was up. I know it's hard to believe, but I talked to some of the teachers that I'm with, and they go there all the time with their kids, and you can see it there all the time. And I see the kids walking over from the aquatic center, from the daycare. It's used a lot, and if we don't keep it up to date, you're going to end up with like the 14 parks we had to shut down in the late 2000s because it was too expensive to get all the park equipment up to what it should be for insurance purposes and whatever. And this is our signature park within the city. We do have a lot of great parks. I know Mr. Willett has one on around his corner, but this is the signature park of the city. There were 4 identified at that time when we shut down the other ones, and this was the main one. So we would be looking for $150,000 this year. Normally in the years past, I know the last 2 years have been very difficult on city council with budget restraints, but we received no funding last year. We were cut in half the year before, and I think we were cut down to about 80 or something the year before that. So, we understand that, and our board understands it too. It's just a matter of if we want to continue on without that. We do meet. In fact, I will be meeting with the Rotary Club next week because they're very interested in coming on board again. So I'll be presenting to the Rotary board in about a month to hopefully help out with another project that we have going. So I just think that it's important that we continue on with this. So you can see from my letter that was submitted to council, our committee is requesting your consideration during your budget discussions for a request of $150,000 to complete the much-needed addition to Coronation Park playground. We understand budget restraints, but we believe the Coronation Park plays an important role as a family gathering site, a place for community activities such as Snow Bear Festival, physical and mental health activities, community support activities such as Rotary Community Garden, and a place that is inviting to both Bathurst residents and tourists. I can take your questions, and those that I don't have, financial ones, are Mark was supposed to be here, Mark Richard, but he's busy. He's our financial guy on the board. But anything that we can't answer, myself or Councillor Anderson, we will get answered for you and get put in your council package for Friday afternoon. That's it for me.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Ferguson. You're right. This is one of the gem of the city, the park, and it's because of volunteers like your group and with Councillor Anderson and Rotary that have been involved in building this park for all over those years. It's one of the most beautiful parks probably in northern New Brunswick by far. So I want to say thank you for the great work you guys are doing, and no, it's
thank you. We do have, like I didn't mention,
I played in that park when I was a kid.
Asphalt, who gave a lot of money. We have Expert Fence. We have
yeah,
a lot of people. I didn't put them all in there, but They
Yeah.
that receive letters and things.
But it's a park that's been a fixture in our city. I remember going to the library when I was 4 or 5 years old and crossing the street and playing that park. So that's 40-some years ago. So
As if.
at least close to
I
45.
never went to the library.
Madame Charballin, ensuite Monsieur Stever, ensuite Monsieur Hondas.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I love that idea because, I mean, now I have a grandson, so I've been actually, when I take him overnight, that's the first we take off in the morning, we go to the park. I love that little tight section because we play there all the time.
3 rocks.
Oh, he loves it. Listen, 2.5 years old, for him, this is a mountain. But it's true, because when we go to the bigger side, even in the morning, you've got some tall kids there where, you know, which I'm happy that we're able. So if, you know, I really like that vision and the idea of having for the bigger ones. Because for them too, right? They like going to the park and they're going to want to play as well. So, yeah, great job with Coronation Park.
Thank
And
you.
I love the
know,
idea.
Your worship, you and I had discussions about the soccer field. We have continued every year, and Councillor Anderson can tell you, to request meetings and with the province, but with, as you know, you mentioned a while ago, with the aquatic center and whatever, there already is a huge soccer field that they put a lot of money into, so they're looking at it, but to have 2 of them within the region, it's very difficult to get that funding for that, but we're still working at it.
But on that note, when I spoke to the mayors, I think there's an opportunity to look, maybe not the ice rinks, because everybody has an ice rink. Almost everybody has an ice rink. But, you know, tennis courts, you know, we invested money in Place des Jeunes. They invested a lot of money in Petit Rocher. They opened recently. Their tennis courts, the indoor soccer field. I think there's space to have at least another turf in the region. Well, it becomes, if it has a cost-sharing model for all those unique infrastructure, then yeah, you can have another one, but it's cost-shared by all the users or all the municipalities, and that's why we need that the municipal reform is one thing, tax reform is the other one, and that's the one that, you know, we want, you know, a commitment from any government that will do that tax reform. So there's a cost-sharing model with the LSDs, because the LSDs are not at the table when we're discussing, right? So, but I think that, you know, to have the argument that there's only one in our region, well, we can grow. We don't need to put limits to our growth in our region, especially from a politician. We have to grow.
I was on the original committee when they talked about not putting any money into small rinks anymore, and we have one, and I think there's a rink somewhere close to us getting a lot of work done this winter.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's,
But
I digress.
we're getting their ice time though.
Yes.
So.
I know, but we can't get it.
Yeah. So, Mr. Seaver?
Thank you, Your Worship, and thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
I'm just curious, the whole project in the south that you're looking at the upgrade of the playground, what is the total cost of that?
The total cost would be $150,000.
Okay, so with not knowing what the Rotary contribution might be,
If we get money from the Rotary Club, and I think you probably know how much we got before, that's what they're looking at right now, then that money would be taken off the budget for the next.
yeah, I fully support this project, but $150,000 is a lot of money right now. But I mean, you know what, if we can get the Rotary partner up and bite a big chunk of that
The only
off.
problem with that, Councillor Stever, is that when these community groups give money, it's over a 5-year period, and you can't use that money right up front. We tried that before. I think we did it before with the former manager, but anyway, you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And we counted that in, but you can't really do that, so it's only that amount that they give you, and that amount that they would be probably giving us would not come near to getting what we have to do for the project. But that's why we said we know that it's gonna be $150,000, because if you put the rubberized floor down, the fencing, the park equipment itself, it's gonna be that's how much it is. And we have an issue with our rubberized floor right now on it is in bad shape, and we're continuing to have to repair that at a cost. So I think that's more of a maintenance thing, but it could be us too, because now we're fixing fields, which we never did before with money that was for these types of projects. Capital projects, we never did that thing before, but now we're out there fixing the fields with that money that was designated towards the park. We don't mind that because the fields are important, but it's not originally what the money was for, but times change and money's gotta be, you gotta spend your money where you can get it, so.
Yes.
But anyway, that's what it is, and if we went any less, then it wouldn't be worth, you know, if you're gonna tear down the fence and add one more thing, it's gonna cost you.
No, I
Yeah,
agree.
so that's basically what it is, and if it doesn't work out, that council decides that, it's, you know, we don't have that amount of funding, then we'll go back to our plan, and as soon as we know, we'll look at something else with what can be done, but this is a huge thing for us, because we know it's the most utilized section of the park.
Absolutely. You know, I walk the park often, and I'm always amazed at how many, I don't see many kids at the Tot Park, but the rest of the park certainly very well used.
Well, at least they're not down there on artificial ice.
Oh, my God. Okay, thank you again.
Okay.
Ms. Hondas?
Thank you, Your Worship. Thank you, Scott, for your presentation. Thank you, Councillor Anderson, for your hard work on Coronation Park. My first point is, like Paolo, Mayor Fonjimi said earlier, Coronation Park brings a lot of memories to me. That's where I learned how to play baseball. I've been there. I spent a lot of time there in my youth. I still frequent it because I still run the baseball team, the Red Sox, up to this day. Second thing, I know that Councillor Willett had pointed it out. I know now that the tracks are made, wheelchair accessible picnic tables. Is that in that plan?
I've never even, we didn't have that discussion whatsoever. Okay? Oh, there's one now.
There's one now, okay. And I also brought up like I know that the wheelchair accessible swings, you know, could bring a whole new dimension to the park to let everybody be able to enjoy it. And since it's a great place to be, why not let everybody be able to enjoy it? I'm sure
Yes.
there's some people that are in wheelchairs that would love to, but since there's nothing there, you know, why not look at it? I
Yeah,
think
no, we
there's-
definitely will look at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my third and final point, I know that the Rotary is a big member of your park, but there's also other service clubs in the city, i.e. the Kinsman Club, the Richelieu, the UCT. Maybe knock on their doors. I know with the COVID and everything, it's a little tougher for everybody.
Yes.
But not to say there's not $1,000 here, $1,000 there that you can get from these other service clubs. I know that the Kinsman, we'd love to help. You know, but if we have a presentation and maybe, you know, you can go get an extra $5,000 from other service groups, well, and I don't think the Rotary will kick on it, because we did start a partnership between the Rotary and the Richelieu for a Titan boot last year. For unfortunate reasons, more interpersonal, this year didn't go back to it, but I'm sure that it wouldn't take much convincing to partner up and help out Coronation Park. So, just an idea.
It's good.
Yeah.
You have to be careful too, because we know, like, the Richelieu Club helps out a lot with Richelieu Park, and, you know, down there, because we already, when I was sitting where you are,
Yeah.
I was meeting with them for funding for the downtown across the causeway and
Yeah.
stuff, so we didn't want to dip into our two major groups
Exactly.
there, but there are other
But
groups that we
there's
can reach out to.
other groups out there, and there's, you know, there's always
Yes.
private funding that we can go look and, you know.
Thank you.
So that's,
Yeah, the accessibility part is really important, and I thank you, Councillor Hondas, for bringing it forward. You know, sometimes we little details, and in the previous years, you know, for people in a wheelchair to access the gazebo, there was no pave, you know, and we added the pave, and I think also the washrooms. So little details like that, and it was during an accessibility awareness event at the Coronation Park that was brought forward to me. We can go there, but now it has been addressed. But having maybe an extra picnic table, that swing for the wheelchairs, it's a great idea. So anybody on this side for questions or comments or clarification? Councillor Willett.
That's the only comment I was going to say is, since this COVID, our parks have been overwhelmed. We're really seeing them being used, and the paved walking trails are unreal. You know, like I went to a few events this summer in the park, and it's real good. It's a nice park. You go by, you drive by, you see all the kids playing in the water park and that, and it's real nice. And it's nice to have that rock wall there too. That's really safety for the kids and that. So
We have a problem with that because that's
coming apart.
coming apart. It's been there since I was a kid.
But kudos, it looked good. It's a nice park, nice job.
Your mic's not on. Okay. We good? 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 Oh, thank you, Monsieur Ferguson.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Your Worship. Good luck in your new job.
Thank you. DBRC, Mr. Degg and Madame Chamberlain.
So, there was a slight little boo-boo in since Chris is part of the Arts and Culture Committee, and DBRC, and we wanted to partner up with the Arts and Culture Committee. So we're going to be showing you two types of presentation. There'll be a request for the Arts and Culture Committee, and then DBRC will be doing the request.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, I'm going to leave it to Chris. You put the PowerPoint together.
All right.
No.
Mayor, Conseil, Conseillère, city employees. So my name is Chris Daigle. I know you know that, but I think this is being live streamed. So Chris Daigle, I'm coordinator for downtown Bathurst, and I'm also the waterfront manager. I'm here today to talk a little bit about murals. We've been talking about murals for a while, a few years, and we really want to try to move on this for next year. So next slide, Luc. Okay. So, just to give you an idea of what we have right now as far as for arts, or what steps we've gone to right now, we have, of course, the Arts and Culture Committee headed by Kim, and we meet throughout the year, to discuss different ideas in the art, on the art side and culture side of things. We've in the last little while, I've been in contact with a lot of artists, local artists, and also artists that might not be from the region but have experience with murals. So I sent out a call out to artists, I guess, on Facebook. Ended up getting a lot of replies. We have about 20 to 25 artists that are interested in helping with the mural projects. So that's one thing that we do have right now, and we've been back and forth contacting, and they've been giving us some feedback and different things. And we also have a building ready to be painted, and I'll show you the picture a little bit later. There's a building owner that is ready to allow a mural to go up on their building. So next slide. What we need to do right now, or the plan that we want to have with everyone's support, of course, is to have to prepare a call out to artists. So we send out this call out to artists probably in October, and we would ask that if there are people interested in creating murals to fill out an application and send it back to us. Okay. We have to form a jury committee, so we'll have a jury committee of probably about 3 people that have experience in art and have experience in jurying pieces of art, and they will go through the selection process and select an artist or the group of artists that would be doing the mural on that specific building. And the work basically would begin. Our plan is 2021, May to 2021. So hopefully to have the project completed by the 1st of July when tourism season kicks in. So that's the plan. Next slide. The site that we've selected is, there's currently a park, city park being built on the corner of Main and King. And the building, the Frenette building, you can see the wall there. That is the building that we would like to do our first mural. So it would be a good compliment if we have a nice park, a brand new park. We'll have a nice, bright, colored mural to support it. And that corner, we're always thinking arts and culture in that corner. So maybe you know, develop whether it's events around artists and different things. So we're kind of looking at developing that corner into kind of a cultural art corner in you know in the years to come. Next slide. So downtown Bathurst, we've approved to add, and of course if the budget's approved this year, but we've approved to have a new line added to our budget, which would be for murals, for projects, art projects of $3,000 a year. So that'll be not only this year, but it'll be going forward. And what we're asking is that the Arts and Cultural Committee would also get a $3,000 budget that they could use towards creating murals. An average mural, you know, it depends on the size, of course, but between $4,000 and $6,000 is about what you need to be able to have a good, you know, a good mural produced, and quite a bit of time it takes, and be able to compensate the artist properly also. So that is our ask. We're hoping that we can get $3,000 through the Arts and Culture Committee, Kim, and we would be able to work together, take that money, put it together, and have a solid plan every year, and just keep adding color to the downtown, which I think is one thing that we really need to do right now. I think we need to add that color, and you know, just really showcase the artists that are in the region, and create a lot of work back and forth with
Because we were also thinking, like, even the picnic tables at the Coronation Park, we can get the artists like we did with the benches, we can get the picnic table sponsored. It wouldn't cost very much, but then we always need the supplies. So that $3,000 that we could be getting, we'd be able to do more things. We'd still go get money from, you know, the business community to help us out. But, you know, there are other mural buildings that people are willing to say, yeah, okay. But I think everybody's just waiting for that first one. And especially if DBRC is willing to put in $3,000, we'd be able to do some nice stuff for the downtown. It would, I think it's something that we need. It's kind of hard to have a committee with nobody.
There's also grants that artists can apply for and different things. So, you know, that's a start. The $6,000 is a start. If we decide that if they can get grants also, then we can maybe have 2 murals happen in the summer, but or 2 art projects or whatever it may be. But it'll give us, you know, the base, I guess, to be able to at least do 1 every year, and then hopefully be able to even expand on that as we start gaining traction and we have interest from the public. So. Next slide. Is that it? Oh, okay. Move on to downtown Bathurst. One of the things that we have been looking at in the last while, the last couple of years, we've been looking at different ideas for garbage cans, and the simple reason is year-round we don't have garbage cans. So from pretty much end of October to the next summer, we have no garbage cans downtown. And I know a lot of that garbage is getting blown out into the harbor or into the streets. And we've always kind of looked at how could we have something that would work efficiently and not hinder snow removal operations, okay? Because that's, of course, important, and we get lots of snow every year. So we found these cans, and again, they can be branded. This is just an example. We can have a downtown logo on them or what have you. But we can have, these cans can go around our existing decorative poles. We have 60 decorative poles throughout the downtown. And what we'd like to do is invest in some of these and put them, you know, whether it's every second pole or every third pole or what have you, but have those out year round so people can actually put their garbage somewhere and not, hopefully not having them drop it on the ground or throw it somewhere.
Especially in the winter.
Especially in the winter, yeah. So yeah, so what we're looking for, next slide actually, sorry. So we're looking to share costs on it. Now, you know, 30 units runs around, is about a $10,000 investment. 60 units is about a $20,000 investment. So we would be willing to go half-half, 50-50, if we were to look at buy, and we could purchase less if we wanted to purchase less, we could purchase 10. But I'm just looking to see if there is interest in sharing the cost and getting this important piece of infrastructure our downtown. I think that's about it. Yeah, any questions for either or?
These are not typical capital requests,
Yeah.
but we'll let Madame Gauvin channel in which door that it will go, either from a grant perspective to an operational DBRC increase to capture those requests, because it's not necessarily capital work. But council, do you have any questions or clarification do you need, Conseiller Daigle?
Merci, M. le maire. Ben, juste pour revenir au mural, là, moi je pense que c'est une excellente idée. Pour avoir voyagé, c'est quelque chose qu'on manque. Il manque de la couleur, il manque de culture, tout ça. Puis c'est une façon d'amener de la culture des fois à travers des murales. Je pense que c'est une excellente idée. Je pense que c'est un bon investissement. Il y a un autre super grande murale, j'en avais parlé l'année passée, puis le propriétaire est d'accord, c'est à la station de train. T'en as pour une dizaine d'artistes à s'amuser là-dessus. Ils vont avoir de la peinture là, ils seraient même prêts à... Non, mais c'est comme le propriétaire était d'accord, puis c'est une des portes d'entrée de Bathurst, c'est le train. Quand tu arrives, tu vois ce grand mur blanc-là, tu sais, là. Fait que je sais que c'est pas downtown, mais si vous formez un comité puis vous avez un comité de jury et tout ça, peut-être qu'on pourrait quand même se servir de ce service-là. Puis peut-être que, par exemple, la CSR, côté tous les chaleurs, tout ça, pourrait contribuer le côté argent. Vous pourriez offrir le service tu sais, vous connaissez les artistes, vous avez fait le travail de rassembler les artistes, mais d'aller chercher de l'argent régional pour peinturer ces murales-là, je pense que ça serait bien là, que vous gardiez ça en tête. Ben, en tout cas, vous pourrez reparler au propriétaire, mais il était d'accord l'année passée. Là, ouais.
Merci. Monsieur Stever?
Merci. Le seul problème avec la gare, c'est le seul monde qui pourrait le voir, c'est ceux qui sont sur le train. Le public ne pourrait jamais le voir, au moins qu'ils se mettraient entre la traque et la bâtisse du monsieur qui avait été d'accord. Je trouvais que c'est une bonne idée aussi, mais c'est de valeur, c'est pas plus ouvert au public. Chris, just a quick question here. Like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. What exactly are you looking for, like money-wise? Like, you're looking at how much money for the murals, and you're going from 30 to 60 garbage cans, and you have to remember, you know, with the garbage cans, even if they're around the decorative post, and Mr. Abernathy, maybe you'll want to speak on this, is this will be a hindrance to snow removal. I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we'll respond to the first part of the question.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Then Mr. Abernathy will be able to respond
Okay.
to the second part.
So the murals, we're asking for the $3,000 for the Arts and Culture Committee.
Arts and Culture asking for it, not DBRC.
Yeah.
But DBRC will put in $3,000.
Yeah, we've already approved 3,000 coming out of our budget a year for murals.
And the garbage can,
And the garbage cans will share cost. So if you want to invest $2,000 for 10 garbage cans, we'll pay half the cost. Okay?
so how much garbage cans what's the request of them? How much garbage cans do we need in a DBRC district?
I think half of the poles, so I think it'd be 5,000 each would give us
30. Okay.
One every second pole we put some. That's fine.
Okay.
Is it?
Then, that answers the first part? Okay, Mr. Abernathy, the second part.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. To answer Mr. Stever's question, it all depends on what height they are. We do, in the middle of the night, move equipment around those poles. We've struck those poles plenty of times. So there would obviously need to be some budget there for replacement costs, things like that. I mean, I don't anticipate us hitting, 5, 10 of them, but one here and there certainly would get dinged every once in a while. So something to keep in mind.
Okay. Is there any more question, Madam Anderson?
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm not opposed to garbage cans downtown in the wintertime for sure, but I think it's definitely going to be a logistical issue. Is that the mock-up you're looking at?
Not like the look of it, but that would be the idea, yes. It's
Only
only,
because they're decorative lights, and that is
No, no,
gonna
it would-
take
it would
away
put-
the total decorativeness
Yeah, yeah,
out of
no,
the lights,
absolutely,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
No,
my
they would-
my other question is, who's gonna empty them? Because our staff that empties the garbage cans in the summer come from KCI. They're downtown working, and we have the students emptying the garbage cans. Who's gonna empty them in the wintertime?
We have a maintenance that works 3 hours a day, 7 days a week at the
Okay.
waterfront, so he would.
He would do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And those garbage cans are only about 2 feet by, or not 2 feet, 1.5 by, I think it's like 18 inches, so they're not a big garbage can.
Yeah, I think Beresford and Pointville has some.
Yeah. They're not very big.
I saw them. And they're useful for people that walk with dogs also to put their
Yes, absolutely.
little baggie also. Okay, we're good? Thank you. Last one, U-Haul. Who's doing that presentation? Mr. McLaren.
Hi, I'm just gonna get right into the projects. I think we all are pretty familiar with Yawhall Beach. So there's 4 potential projects. Luke, we can go to the next slide. They've been discussed in previous years. One is somewhat of an annual project, which is the beach nourishment, covering the existing breakwater that we installed about 4 years ago. The other 3 projects, and they're all independent of each other, so we could do 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these. The parking lot chip seal would be like a seal coat on what we plan on doing in the next couple weeks. DTI is in town finishing their few streets that they want to do, and then they're going to put 2 lifts in an L-shaped pattern. Actually, Luke, you can go to the next slide. It'll show where that is projected to go. The parking lot chip seal layout there, that 3rd seal would increase longevity of that chip seal portion of the parking lot. A new breakwater on the southwest corner. You can go to the next slide, Luke. Next slide again, sorry. I guess we can talk about the paving 250 meters of the road. So from where the marina finishes to the turning circle is in quite bad condition. It's actually on the Yawhall Beach property itself. And paving that with about 3 inches of pave would be about $75,000. We patch it every year right now. I don't know the exact figures on how much we spend on each year, but it is substantial, and it's in bad condition for a decent amount of the summer. Go ahead to the next slide. And the next one again, I guess. This is the breakwater on the south shore where there's a considerable amount of erosion each year. Really depends on the storms that we have throughout mostly the winter, but we are losing a few feet each year right now. It's not natural ground, it's actually from dredging that happened years ago. So it does easily erode, and a half height of the bank breakwater would really slow down that erosion. That's the park side of Yawhall Beach. The next slide. I guess again, the next slide. This is the breakwater that was installed in 2016. When we have storms with the wrong direction, I guess, and high tides, it tends to erode the sand that is covering that breakwater. So in 2019 and in this year, we nourished the beach by moving sand from the point near the channel to cover that area. And that's an area that's actually used quite a bit by beachgoers. Next slide. And those are the 4 projects. I don't know, Luke, if you can maybe go back to the second slide of the presentation. Back to the summary. I don't know if there's any questions about those areas.
I have questions.
Have we explored the breakwater part? Because in Peninsula, there's a lot of municipalities that do have huge erosion problems, and they are looking not only using rock, but also using trees or special vegetation that kinds of makes a mesh with the
Yeah.
roots to slow down the erosion.
Yeah, we actually changed up our operation a little bit. We stopped mowing within about 10 feet of the bank to try to increase the depth of the roots of the grass that's there now, to try to hold back the bank. And there are a few trees in the bank, and those areas are holding best. But something we would install now of that size would take a while to take hold and preserve the bank.
Okay. Madam Anderson?
Just a quick question. Did the beach nourishment typically come out of this committee's budget?
In the last 2 years, yes.
It has?
Yeah.
And like pavement of the road, would that come out of the committee budget to pave a road? Like I understand where we wanted to chip seal the parking lot to cut down on the dust and stuff like that, but paving a public road, why would that come out of the committee's budget?
Well, only because it's on the beach property itself.
But it's a public road. Well,
Well,
It's
that,
actually, it's,
I'm just questioning if that
Yeah,
should be part of our budget or not.
and it could come out of a paving budget as well. It could come out of either one.
when we'll be defining the capital project, we could, you know, if we feel that it's a paving project in capital wise, then we could address it there, so it would free up money.
'Cause
It
like I
would, it
know-
would free up money for the U-Haul. It would add, you know, a constraint to the
To our
other
paving
budget.
budget.
But it is what it is.
Because, I mean, like, when we initially started this committee, you know, we went down, I know Counselor Stever was there with me, and I think Matt was there at the time, going through the park and stuff like that, and how can we enhance the park area down there for the kids, because there's relatively nothing there. Looked at putting in barbecues and stuff like that for people, for families who were there, because there's quite a few families down there during the summer. So, I mean, if our budget is gonna have to go to paving and beach nourishment, what's the point of having a budget for the committee to do improvements to the beach? Is my point. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Willett?
Yeah, the only thing for the nourishment, I noticed this spring that somebody had helped themselves to a lot of the sand on that part of the beach. So is there any way that we can block off the end of the beach to make sure that a loader or a tractor can't get by? And, you know,
It's really challenging because of the limitations of installing something like a jetty or like a wall along the beach. From what I've been told about people that know quite a bit about erosion,
yeah.
that kind of infrastructure is no longer approved by the Environment Department in the province. And even if we were to do that, somebody in that area would be able to take the road and still accomplish something like that, because it's
because that was quite a bit of sand that was
yeah.
dumped from an adjacent property.
It's cheaper to put hidden cameras.
Yeah, could be.
Catch him in the act. Any questions or comments? Nobody? All right, well, thank you, Mr. McLagan. So it's 8:24. We're going to take a 5-minute break, health break, and we're going to reconvene at 8:30.